Acceptance and vision. Acceptance and vision. Our acceptance and vision are colliding with and creating conflict in the area of concept, beliefs, and ideas. If you have no concept or ideas or certain belief system, certainly, and some bound on your own knowledge, certainly you are a free person. It doesn't mean that you don't have a concept, belief, or idea. You don't need to have. You can have, but at the same time, if you are bonded with that, like without that you cannot survive. There are people like that. And when a person is bonded on this, certainly he is not free. He becomes the concept, belief, or ideas, but he is not that. He is much beyond that, but of some reason, a particular person believes that this is me and I know this. How people make concept is, they understand something after long toil of understanding. They work hard to understand something. And when they understand, by hard experience we understand things also. And when you understand all these things, you feel you understood it. You feel a little proud about your understanding. And then you identify with the understanding. And then you feel, I'm right. My concept is really good and nice. And that is actually a true understanding. And then you want others also to understand this. It's normal. Understanding and communicating are the two main thing which is working in human beings. Other animals also it works. They understand something and they communicate it to their next generation or to someone who are coming around now. And so when we create that concept, beliefs and ideas, then we want to, when we understand something, we have to test to see whether my understanding has applicability in the life of other people. So that's why whenever you find something, you try to communicate your understanding because it offers you some kind of pleasure, joy. And also you can test whether the other person agree with that or not. Sometimes they agree, sometimes they don't agree. If they don't agree, there is some little friction comes there. And that friction comes to a person because he wants everybody understands what he says and what he understood. And that is an attempt to generalize the understanding. My understanding is a small understanding. If that is applicable to all the people around me, then this understanding becomes something different. It's a broader understanding. And when you understand your understanding is broader, then you feel very joyful because you have invented something beautiful and you feel some little proud of yourself because you could find it out. And so that is very tricky, very subtle way it works. I have understood something when I was coming down this small lane at the night, I saw a cobra. I understood that this lane has cobras. So that is, but I came at a particular time when the cobra was out. And I came at that time, so I have seen the cobra. But when you communicate it to the next generation or people whom you are bonded with, you say, there will be cobras. It is not good to go at the night. You have communicated. Because you have already introduced the concept. Don't go at the night when there is cobra. You have gone. You are talking about your concept that when I went there was a cobra at 8 o'clock in the evening. And so when you go also, you may see it. But that is not how we say. There will be a cobra, so be careful. So you unknowingly made it as a general idea. and you projected it in a way that you have generalized your individual understanding. This is what science does. They try, they test, and they verify and they generalize. And here there is no basis. Cobra was there and you went outside, you saw the cobra. But when you communicate, you say, be careful, don't walk there at the night. There will be cobras. And so they generalize it. This is how we make ideas or concepts and belief systems. We never say that I went there at 8 o'clock and I saw a cobra, and so that is my experience. So you be careful. That is not what we say. There will be cobra in the line, be careful. This is not a willful act, but there is something very hidden in it, that your small understanding you generalize and make a bigger understanding applicable to the generality of public. This is the joyful part in our deeper mind, to generalize like this and become an authority. You are becoming an authority, and that process is a really nice process. And this process is being challenged by the society. Because to remind you that this is, you have to verify it again. Because nature always supports, people always support. But maybe not in a positive way, maybe in a very punching way they support it. This is how concepts and beliefs are made, and so it is very important to actually verify and keep the truth as it is, and you can communicate the fact without altering it into a concept. But when you create a concept and project it to somebody, there will be people, they have a different experience and they also make it into a concept, and these two concepts may collide. And when it collides, we started to feel that we are challenged. Normal feeling. Not my concept is challenged, but I am challenged. This is a big difference. They have not challenged me, they have challenged my concept or my idea. And this way of separating these two things is very essential for spiritual process. Usually we become a little blind and we make the concept, and then we started to establish or to enforce our ideas. And we may be rejected by people. When people reject it, the third chakra, in the third chakra it happens. So you may feel that I am not understood properly, I am misunderstood by people, and then they are ignorant people, but I tried to help them, but they didn't want to follow what I was saying. See, slowly it changed. So inherently we have the feeling that somebody follows you. Somebody following is a great thing, because you will have an association of people around you. That will be a great thing. So there is a pleasure that is there, very innate, very deep inside ourselves. And that pleasure is what we are seeking when you are presenting your concept. Alongside with the very clean idea of communicating something to people who are around you with an inherent feeling of helping them. But this when we are looking, we can see which part of it is dominant in you. Whether the recognition that you want or the helping others. If helping others is your issue, you will not be angry. If you wanted to protect your image and get recognized by people, then that is challenged, certainly there will be anger. There is a subtle difference between these two things. So being a spiritual explorer, we are looking there. Where is the problem? Why am I fighting constantly? This needs to be understood. This needs to be really looked and understand, so that you can remain detached from your understanding. You don't need to make a concept. Even if you make a concept, it is a concept. I am not that concept. It is made by me, but I am not that. when you realize that, you are really crossing the trap of Manipura Chakra. Otherwise, you are trapped. One should be very careful to understand this, see this problem that is created by the mind. Dance കളിച്ചാലോ? കുറച്ചൊന്ന് ചാടിയിട്ട് ആയിട്ടില്ല, കുറച്ചു ഇതിനുള്ള കാറ്റടിച്ചോട്ടെ. അപ്പം അങ്ങനെ. അപ്പോൾ the result of that is, when you are not understanding me, then what happens? And you look into many of the aspects which you are communicating to people. Nobody agrees fully with you. It's normal. People are different. They don't understand the same way as you are understanding, and then you feel alone, lonely. Because if nobody understands you in your life, what the condition it is? That is what I asked before. Your parents have not understood, friends have not understood, masters have not understood, and your girlfriend, boyfriend, maybe husband, wife, nobody understands. What a life it is, getting totally misunderstood. When you open your mouth, then your children immediately say, I understand. And don't talk, that is it. I understand, I will take care. And the tone itself says that you are not being listened. And if you are not careful, it can be extended to a level that you may feel this life is meaningless. You have been doing everything, and then even people whom you have supported a lot, and they don't even understand you. Nobody understands you. And then the question we ask, am I living in the same boat, or I understand others? When you look, you can also see that I also don't understand you. So two misunderstood people are sitting in the same boat. വാശി വരില്ല, അതല്ലേ ഈ വഴക്കൊണ്ടെല്ലാം ഉണ്ടാക്കണമെന്നില്ല. ഇതല്ലേ എന്തിനാന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഒരു കാര്യമില്ല, പക്ഷേ ഈ വാശി വരും. ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ മക്കളുടെ അടുത്ത് പറയുന്നത്, രാവിലെ 7 മണിക്കൊക്കെ എണീക്കണം കേട്ടോ പഠിക്കാനായിട്ട്, ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ പരീക്ഷ വരുമ്പോൾ കഷ്ടപ്പാടായി പോകും. എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? അത് സ്നേഹമായിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞു, നോക്കാം. So they said like that. And you asked them, and they replied. But when you are leaving the place to your own room, this question comes. I'm saying, but they are not taking it. And our mood will change slowly. You start to think about the meaninglessness of life. Because why am I doing all these things? Suffering from morning till evening for taking care of the setup. And in that setup, people who are enjoyers of that, they don't recognize at all.
മനസ്സിലാക്കിയില്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മുടെ എഫർട്ട് മൊത്തം വേസ്റ്റ് ആണ്. ആ എഫർട്ട് കൊടുക്കാതിരിക്കുകയാണ് നല്ലത്.
നമ്മൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയേക്കോളും. അതായിട്ടില്ല, അല്ല പിന്നെ പറയൂ, അതല്ലേ കുഴപ്പം. നമുക്കറിയാൻ കേൾക്കില്ല, എങ്കിലും പോയി ഒന്ന് കുത്തിയിട്ട് വരും. അതാണ് പ്രശ്നം. കേട്ടാലും മനസ്സിലായാലും ഇല്ലെങ്കിലും പറയുമ്പോൾ ഒരു സമാധാനം. അതന്നെ അത് നമ്മളത് പറയും. നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ അവരെന്താ വെച്ചാൽ വീട്ടിൽ പോലും കയറത്തില്ല.
അല്ല, വേസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യത്തിന് വേണ്ടി നമ്മൾ എഫർട്ട് കൊടുക്കണോ വേണ്ടയോ എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ.
അതാണ്, ആ എഫർട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ നോക്കാൻ പരിശോധിക്കുന്നത്.
ഡ്യൂട്ടി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ കൊടുക്കുന്ന അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മുടെ എഫർട്ട് യൂസ്ഫുൾ ആവണം. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പിന്നെ ആ എഫർട്ട് ഡ്യൂട്ടി ആണെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചിട്ട് കാര്യമില്ല.
അല്ല അങ്ങനെ ഇത് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുക. അപ്പോൾ എന്ത് വെച്ചാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇത് നമ്മൾ എക്സ്പ്ലോർ ചെയ്യേണ്ട ആവശ്യമുണ്ടെന്നാണ് ഞാൻ വാട്ട് ഐ വാസ് സേയിങ് ഈസ് ദിസ് ഏരിയ വി നീഡ് ടു എക്സ്പ്ലോർ. ദിസ് ഈസ് ദ ആക്ച്വൽ എക്സ്പ്ലോറേഷൻ that one should do in Manipura Chakra, because it is a chakra of concept, beliefs and ideas, and we keep these concept, beliefs and ideas as so precious out of ignorance. That is why this chakra is called the city of Jam, Manipura Chakra.
നമ്മുടെ കോൺസെപ്റ്റിനെ ഒരാള് മനസ്സിലാക്കിയില്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മളെ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയില്ല
എന്ന് വിചാരിക്കും,
നമ്മളെ ധിക്കരിച്ചു
എന്ന് വിചാരിക്കും. അതല്ല അവർ ചെയ്യുന്നത്.
ഈ കോൺസെപ്റ്റും ഞാനും കൂടി ഒന്നായിട്ട് വിചാരിച്ചു.
അതാണ് പ്രശ്നം.
അതാണ് പ്രശ്നം.
അതാണ് പ്രശ്നം. നമ്മൾ നോക്കി മനസ്സിലാക്കേണ്ടത്.
ഞാൻ ഇത്രയും പറഞ്ഞിട്ട്
അപ്പൊ ഇങ്ങനെ ഇതാണ് ഫാൾസ് ഐഡന്റിറ്റി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, ഐഡന്റിഫിക്കേഷൻ. We falsely identify with our concept, beliefs, and we impose this idea on them, and feeling rejected by that, and then you feel lonely, and that loneliness haunts you. And sorrow will come. So the cause of the sorrow we need to explore. We can say, we cannot say, and then we don't need to say. But the cause needs to be understood. Otherwise, we will not grow from there. That is the only thing one has to do. Otherwise, we continue to irritate people who are around us. You can say anything, but if you are really feeling bad about what you have said, or you are very much misunderstood by the rest of the society and feeling lonely out of that, there is a trouble. You don't need to feel lonely for that, but you will feel. Then there is a problem. And that needs, the cause of the problem needs to be understood. In every chakra we are exploring, and in this chakra we are exploring this particular area. And that is why the chakra is called the Manipura Chakra. It is a city of Jam. The Jams are your concept, beliefs and ideas. That's why they put that in the name. There is no precious gem. People believe that in your Manipura Chakra there is something, great treasure is there. If you practice, you get the treasure. This is the treasure that you are going to get. It's very important for you. Otherwise, you feel isolated. You feel lonely. But if you ask the question, you can understand that, is there anybody who is not alone in this world? We came alone. All the time we are alone. And then we go alone. But we have a great dream that we are a group. Group is there. For some purposes the groups are there. But understanding the other one fully, this is not working. And then when you explore, you can see that for somebody to understand you, the question, for somebody to understand you, have you ever exposed yourself to anybody? ഇല്ലല്ലോ. അതാർക്കും അറിയാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല. We have never exposed fully to anybody and feeling that they should understand you. കണ്ടില്ല. If we show, they will understand. We have never shown the reality. അങ്ങനെ ഇരുന്നാൽ മതി. അങ്ങനെ ഇരിക്കില്ല, അതിലെ പ്രശ്നം. അങ്ങനെ ഇരുന്നാൽ ധാരാളം മതി. നമ്മളിവിടെ കടന്നു, നമ്മൾ ഈ മണിക്കൂറൊക്കെ കടന്ന് എന്നെ പോയി. പക്ഷെ അങ്ങനെ നടക്കില്ല. ഈ സാധാരണഗതിക്ക് മണിക്കൂറത്തിൽ അത് തന്നെയാണ് അതിൻ്റെ മാസ്ക്. ഒരുപാട് മാസ്കുകൾ നമ്മൾ എടുത്ത് വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഫസ്റ്റ് ചക്രയിലെ മാസ്ക് ഉണ്ട്, സെക്കൻഡ് ചക്രയിലെ മാസ്ക് ഉണ്ട്. അത് വേർഡ് മാസ്ക് അത് തന്നെ. തേർഡ് ചക്രയിലെ മാസ്ക് ഉണ്ട്. ഈ മാസ്കുകളെല്ലാം നമ്മൾ നോക്കിയെടുത്തിട്ട് ഒന്നൊന്നായി അൺമാസ്കിങ് ആണല്ലോ ഈ സ്പിരിച്വൽ സംഭവം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. പക്ഷെ അത് അൺമാസ്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല. പുതിയ മാസ്ക് അണിയും. അൺമാസ്കിങ് എന്ന് വിചാരിച്ച് തിങ്കിങ് ദാറ്റ് വി ആർ അൺമാസ്കിങ്, വി പുട്ട് ന്യൂ മാസ്ക്സ്. അപ്പം ദിസ് ഈസ് വെരി ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ് ടു എൻക്വയർ whether I ever have shown myself fully to somebody, and I have not done it. So how can somebody understands me fully the way I expect them to do? Other than none, there is no possibility. When you understand this possibility, you have come to the core. And then what is the other possibility? Based on your knowledge, belief and concept, there is no identity, there is no, you cannot identify with anybody, but based on feelings, you can communicate. You can recognize the feeling of others. And nature has made feelings in this way. You go to a place where there is some big tragedy has happened, or small children were killed or something. And then when you are there, the parents or maybe the mother of the small baby is screaming like anything, her heart is broken. And at that time, you cannot bear this. There no question of your intellect is coming. If suppose somebody comes and say an intellectual idea there, everybody will really hit that person. You know what has happened here? And the child, yeah, you have to take care of the children. If you let the children go in the street, it will happen. And Arabil Parangal. So you are careless. It is a fact maybe. And what would be the reaction? Everybody will react to that person. That is not possible. Intellect cannot do anything in crisis time, but emotions can play a lot or do a lot so that you come closer and closer to the other one. And then even if when a dog is run over by, and this is an incident when we were going to Uttarakashi, and when we reached Uttarakashi on the way to Gangotri, we parked there. In the evening we were all going to have our dinner. And there were, mostly it was girls, but there were 4 boys also. My daughter was also there. And we were going, and then on the way, big screaming of some dogs. And a car ran over a mother dog, and a puppy was left. A small one was left. And run over and dead. And it was no problem for anybody, because everybody was hurry in that small town, and they were running here, there. It was 8 o'clock and 8:30 in the evening. So they have to go and do that things. Everybody looked, and then people left. But the people who were with me, mainly my daughter, and then Elizabeth Lloyd, there was another one, Camila Nobelund, and she was the secretary of the school for some time. And they were in the group, and they felt really they cannot go. They couldn't go. And the feeling was going, the mother, the small one was moving around the mother, and then doing a lot of things, and then the heartbreaking thing. And so they started to sit down, and they started to take care of the small one. The other one is dead. And then he lost, not lost leg was there, but also run over. And so screaming also, but at the same time concerned about the mother dog. Our dog is no more, finished. Then when these girls were sitting around the dog, that was a big scene there in that small village. And so local people who all assembled, because there are some foreigners are really doing some nonsense. And so they all gathered around these people, and then there is a big gathering in the evening there. So then finally they decided, they left the dinner, and they were looking for a car and then getting information for a veterinary. And then finally they could find out a veterinary, and then in the middle of the night in the Himalayan mountain, and these 3 girls, they went by themselves. They don't want any boys to come because there is no sufficient space in the vehicle. So anyway, they went there, and in the middle of the night at 2 o'clock, they gave treatment to this dog, and then they said that tomorrow we are going to Upper Himalayas, and so could you please take care of this dog? We will come back and take the dog with us. And then he kindly agreed, and then he took care of the dog. And this is any animal when in the crisis of deep emotions, certainly it touches the rest of the animals who are around, including humans. And which is very normal. This is the universality of of emotion. And then when we are understanding that you are alone, you recognize others are alone, I am also alone. What can I do for you? You are crying, what can I do for you? And then naturally you will go and do something. Not for any rewards or anything, but you cannot avoid this. You get into that and you started to do something, at least a word or a touch or maybe a little glass of water or something you do out of feeling. And that feeling will be rich in what they are doing. And when a person gets there, he has crossed the Manipura chakra and he is already in the heart chakra. Temporarily, maybe for at that time. So from acceptance, so now what happened? The difficulty in accepting has gone by recognizing the aloneness. You recognize the principle that is, I am alone, you are alone, what can I do for you? And it comes up. And then you go there and do something. Already you have crossed the Manipura chakra's ideas, beliefs, concepts, like specific, organized thinking, everything is gone. Instead, you go there and start feeling, giving your feeling, taking the other's feeling, and you come very, very closer to each other. And then you never forget such an occurrence, or those people who were there forming part of this incident will always keep a great memory and great friendship. And this is the universality, and that binds people together, and they keep them in very tight connection. This is how it works in the heart chakra. So by recognizing your aloneness, recognizing the aloneness of others, and you identify with things which are happening around, and understand that the world is one and I have to do something about it. And that is out of compassion, your heart chakra. You have migrated from Manipura to heart. We take a break.